Hello.
Hello?
Hello. What's up, bro?
Welcome to the WUBro podcast with Saenz, Mike Mercadal, and Mike Valdez. We talk movies, sports, pop culture, and it's funny, bro. The way Harvey Dent didn't realize it was a Joker, and the Joker took his mask, his little surgical mask off. Like, it's like he has the face painting. He has the face paint, but he has a surgical mask on. And the moment he takes the surgical mask on, he's like, wait a minute, you're the Joker? And it's like, wait, what? You couldn't tell it was the Joker because of the surgery. And that one little reel or TikTok ruined their... I can never take it seriously anymore.
Welcome to the party, pal!
And my parents, I swear to God, my parents look at this like when a character from Chicago Fire comes into Chicago PD, dude, that's like Spider-Man being in an Iron Man movie. It is insane.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah!
I'm just glad I like vanilla, boring sex like this. I'm glad that the sex I enjoy won't get me killed.
I want my money's worth. Come on.
That's how winning is done.
Hey, I'm Dave Chappelle, and this is What's Up, Bro.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the What's Up, Bro podcast. My name is Mike Mercadal. With me, as always, is
Saenz.
And going down the line, we have with us forever and always
Mike Valdez.
That's right. What's up, everybody? It is a beautiful August 13th. It is, I say that facetiously. You don't know that it is pretty ugly where I'm at right now. The weather sucks. But thank you, everybody, for joining us. You can watch us here live. You can join us, get in the comments about here at YouTube, Facebook. We're streaming on Twitch. And you can also follow us on all social media platforms listed below. WUBro Pod, at WUBro Pod on all social media, at Mike Mercadal, at Saenz, and at Mike Valdez. We all have our names as our social media things. Was that because we're branding ourselves or because we were not creative during the screen name acquiring phase of social media?
For me, it's both. It's a branding thing because every time something social media comes up, a new social media thing comes up, I like to get Saenz. But I also was lazy, or not lazy. I just didn't think about it. I wish I would have got it at Neri, just like the 4 letters.
At Neri? Yeah,
it would have been fucking great.
If it's available.
No,
Who's
it's not. I've
Neri?
checked it. I've checked it. It's not available.
What about you?
I wouldn't even bring it up if I had not checked it. I wouldn't bring it up.
Someone squatting on.
Yeah,
Neri.
for me, it's always been a branding thing. And I try to get on every social media, even on the cusp of like if a social media thing comes out and it's not even going to be popular, I'm just like, well, at least I have at Mike Valdez on there, so so that's always been a thing for me.
As soon as I hear about something, I try to get at Saenz, which, by the way, I've been hearing on multiple podcasts in the last week and a half. I've been hearing they said that MySpace is coming back, and I was like, what now?
MySpace never left.
I mean,
technically, MySpace has always been every once in a while. For a while there, MySpace was just a TBT pick archive.
Yes,
like I would just go back and find these photos. You're just like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it was there, and bands continued to use it because it got bought by Yahoo and then it got sold to somebody else. Who knows? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
but it's always kind of been. Look, it just popped up right now.
But they're saying that it's back as in like popular. I don't know, like the way they mentioned it, like, oh, MySpace is coming back, and they're like, wow, that'd be amazing, and I was just like, and I understand because I've used MySpace whenever I want to go be alone and meditate, I go to MySpace. But
it's like going off into the wilderness.
Yes, it's like, oh, all right. It's like when Michael Scott went into the wilderness and it was like, I just want to be alone. I just want to see if I can do it. But but I don't know what that means as far as like, because as multiple media outlets, as far as shows that I've listened to, said the same thing, and they're like, oh yeah, I heard MySpace is coming back, and they're like, what?
Well, I think
what's the plan for that?
I think here's the reality. Everybody is kind of fed up with social media the way it is right now. I think we're all experiencing a backlash of like, hey, remember the Cory Doctorow is a writer. He came up with the idea of, or not came up with, but he put the label on in shitification, right? Like everything at a certain point, like Google is a perfect example. They want you to stay on Google because their company is built on giving ads and driving ads to you. So if it is too good at the search, you search, the first link is the right one, and you go to the thing you were actually looking for, it only feeds you one ad. Someone in Google specifically said, I'm going to make the search worse so that you keep having to come back to Google and we can give you more ads. So they had to make their product worse. They shitified it. And so because it was a profit thing. And then, so like people, the one thing I remember about MySpace was that I don't remember ads. That was a big deal.
Oh, no, there were plenty of ads.
There were ads. They were just given to you by artists and comedians.
Yeah, and there were banners, and there were banners when you put up a page. There was a banner of whatever the fuck, you know. So you will put up somebody's MySpace page, and there was a banner at the top or a banner at the sides.
Mm-hmm.
But your eye would just go focus on what you wanted to focus on.
Because the point wasn't to serve you the ads. The MySpace was, the whole point of it was to have
the product,
social media experience or social network experience. You know,
yeah,
I don't know. But I have heard that same thing. So I don't know. That guy Tom, well, he's a hero, dude. That guy is he sold his company for a bunch of money and then just disappeared and didn't want to influence foreign governments. You know what I mean? Like he just did what he had to do, and that's it.
He's the reason why it's called the profile picture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's literally his profile.
I thought about this the other day, and I was wondering about about politicians who are like, you know, we were talking about Luke Campbell wants to be a politician, and it's like, what if there was actually a politician in a high-ranking office who literally just didn't want to make money, who just wanted to help people? Like, what would that look like?
Zoran Mamdani.
Yeah, it's a wild take. Wouldn't that be wild to be like, and then because inevitably, when somebody who gets popular enough, inevitably the corporations will come around and be like, hey, how about trying to give them payment, and it'd be wild to be like, no, I'm just doing this. How is this gonna help people? Oh, but we'll give you X amount of millions of dollars. You're like, cool, but how is this gonna help people though?
Yeah, that idea,
I'm sure it starts that way.
They're trying to make Zoran, they're trying to make Zoran Mamdani look like they're like, oh, this guy's a monster. This guy, he's gonna destroy the world. And then he's literally just like, hey, I'm using your tax dollars to benefit you. And people are like, this motherfucker. You know, like,
can you believe what this guy is doing?
The balls on this guy using my own money for my benefit. What the fuck? You know, there's like some deep Queens, deep Brooklyn.
Not to be like the young guy on this podcast, but like it's very Hunger Games. You know what I mean? Because it's very like, oh, you're from a poor place, and then you start getting eyes on you, and now all the rich people are like, well, what about this? What about this? And then it like starts seeping into your skin, and then you become the monster.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The monster.
I love the fact that you're the young one in this conversation, and you brought up the Hunger Games, which
that's also not that recent.
Which is not recent, which is hilarious.
It is actually, it is, man. Like now, it's like very much the gen, like the reboot of it is now a thing.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? So
look, I think what we are all yearning for is that period of time. Like, again, nostalgia only works on the nostalgic. Like, you already have to be yearning for something that's not now. Like, to be, for nostalgia to work on you. Like, you have to know, like, okay, we can jump into it because Spider-Man Brand New Day is already like $1 billion. It had like a huge opening weekend. It's made more than Infinity War already. But something like Masters of the Universe didn't do well, right? Sure. Masters of the Universe, you loved it, Neri, right? Like you loved it. So it becomes this thing of like,
I've been on a good run lately where I have, as far as theatrical movies, I've enjoyed the summer of summer theatrical releases. I have
Mm.
not seen a bad movie in a theater in a minute. And I don't know if that's just me having a broad taste of movies. So it's like, well, nothing, you know what I mean? It's like if everything is good, nothing is good type of deal. Maybe,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. But
If everyone is super.
yeah, I'm enjoying the fuck out of this movie theater run because I've enjoyed everything from Supergirl to Masters of the Universe, Spider-Man, Brand New Day. I have
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
watched The Odyssey because I haven't had time. I've been traveling, but my work schedule. But I've been enjoying the fuck out of this run. And again, some of
Yeah.
these movies bombed horribly at the box office. They didn't make any money, and then some
Yeah.
of these movies have been bona fide, you know,
Like,
box
I
office
also
okay,
gems.
think I
But
also think your choices have just been good. You know what I mean?
yeah. To be
yeah.
fair, like,
So, like,
the,
I
that's
didn't
also
really
part
go
of
on a
it.
limb. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to. I didn't go on a limb and be like, "What about this indie film called?
Yeah.
What is it called? Spider Man? Am I correct?
Right.
Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah,
I'm
Spider?
PJ
arachnophobic,
Spitterman.
so yeah. I'm
PJ
arachnophobic,
Spitterman,
so I can't.
attorney
You
at
ever hear
law.
that Stan Lee story? That Stan Lee was like, "This character will never work," and because people are afraid of spiders, and you're doing a teenagers in comic books can only be the sidekick, and blah blah blah. And
Yeah.
then so the editor that shot him down was like, whatever. It's like, so there was a book that was gonna get out of Amazing Fantasy, where he was the
Yeah.
first. He was going to go out of production, so he throws the Spider-Man story. It sells more than they've ever sold, and that guy then comes to Stanley. Can you believe that guy that we loved was great? It's like, yeah, fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
It's this character's been around for a long time. It's not just nostalgia. They've really put work into it. And you hear, like, not to be too parasocial, but I like what Tom Holland's doing. I like his
Yeah,
public face.
I like the
He's
cut
having a
of his
good
jib.
summer.
I like
I
the
like the cut of his jib. I like
Yeah.
that a lot, right? Like, because
Yeah,
you see him in interviews and he's like, he seems like chill, you know? He's marrying Zendaya.
He already married her. They're already
Yeah.
married. He is the Jonah Hill antithesis. He is
The
the
antithesis.
like
Yeah.
he is the, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
It seems like
Jonah
Jonah Hill is the drunk Superman to his Superman. He's
Bizarro, yeah.
Bizarro, yeah.
Because to be fair, Tom Holland's career didn't start as the fat guy from Superbad. He's always been kind of athletic.
Yeah.
He's always been super dope.
Hey,
But-
it's the kind of athletic guy from Spider-Man. That's what people say to him.
I fucking swear to God, say that. I swear to God, say it to my face. I will annihilate you. Call me the kind of athletic guy. Have you heard the story that he told recently about? Not recently, that he talked about when he was doing Civil War, and he always felt like super athletic. Tom Holland did, and then he saw what Black Panther did, where he was just like jumping off shit, where everybody was like slowly climbing down scaffolds, and Boseman was just jumping straight up, and he's like, oh, I'm not the athletic one.
Yeah,
it's just I love the idea of a white British guy being like, oh, there's black people here. Okay, no, I'm
right.
not.
I also love that. I also love that coming from a guy who did a backflip in his self-tape audition. You know what I mean? Like,
like,
he's a professional dancer. He did all of the stuff on the West End in the UK. And well, let's talk about Spider-Man. All right, so because now we've all seen it. Last week we had it, and Neri hadn't seen it yet. Spider-Man is 60 seconds square up, like we used to. Like, we'll treat it like kick flicks. 60-second square up. What do you got, Neri?
Dude, so again, being someone who wasn't the biggest fan of the last two Spider-Man movies, not that I've talked about this before. The problem that I have with the last two Spider-Man is I can't pinpoint why I didn't like them. I just didn't like them. It just didn't resonate with me. It just didn't, for whatever reason. I can't point to bad acting. I can't say there was bad acting. I can't say it was bad directing. I can't say anything. I just like and I could. And
you didn't like the cut of its jib,
right? And even worse, there are things that I could point to, the specific scenes that I could point to, just as in the Batman with Robert Pattinson, that I could go, man, those scenes are shot beautifully. They're made amazing. But for some reason, as a whole, the films themselves didn't resonate with me, no matter how many times I've tried to rewatch them. With that said, I went into this movie very much like, okay, it's going to be another Spider-Man movie. And fuck, dude, it was so good.
It was so good. Yeah,
it was fantastic. I mean, I think I enjoyed. You know what I was. You know what I was tired of. I was tired of like everybody hates Spider-Man and the secret identity and the like. It was just that whole. I just got tired of like of the same. I feel like every Spider-Man movie he goes through the same spiel of like. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to pinpoint it. It just feels like, and this one I felt like he grew up. Like it's like he had other problems that weren't the same. My secret identity problems and whatever, and
Spider-Man has always been the. You might not know how I got here, so let me
Yeah.
explain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's always been that guy, but and to be fair, this movie is that, but it's not, which is so great.
Right.
You know,
I think it just went deeper than the. I think it went deeper than the. I'm trying to figure out how to balance my work-life balance or my like my school life balance. I think it just went deeper. Like his yearning for wanting his friends back or wanting his friends to be his friends, and like that whole deeper meaning of like I don't have anybody in my life anymore. And even though it was like the opposite, right? Like everything else in the world is going well. He's got the key to the city. The city loves him, but yet he doesn't.
No, the city loves Spider-Man.
Right, him, right. But he doesn't have a connection to people. So it's kind of like the opposite of what he had. And then, I just dug it, man. I dug, I mean, dude. And that's not even to get into the effects. The fact that I love the idea. I love when they freeze framed specific comic book covers.
Yeah. Like,
perfect.
Like, just do that. Like, give us something. Give us a little bit of that, and then you can do whatever you want. I think
that was my favorite stuff.
I think one of the issues, I loved it. I think one of the issues that this version of Spider-Man had to deal with was the fact that they had just rebooted Spider-Man with Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, and people were like, we don't need the origin story, we got it. And they threw him in Civil War because of all the Sony Marvel bullshit. So this Spider-Man
because of Seth Rogen, by the way. We owe Spider-Man in MCU thanks to Seth Rogen, because he came out with the interview, that movie about North Korea.
Oh God,
and then they did the Sony hacks. Somebody went in there, did the Sony hacks, and leaked all the emails. And then the fans were like, "No, we want Spider." And then like they literally showed how Sony was gonna keep Spider-Man out of the MCU, and the fans revolted. But all of that stemmed because Seth Rogen made a movie about North Korea that North Korea threatened the U.S. about. That then the feds got involved because
there was a
hack of all the Sony leaks, of all the Sony emails.
Oh my God.
And all of that because Seth Rogen was friends with a sexual predator, and they together made a movie about a North Korea dictator. Like, that's fucking wild to me. The reason we have Tom Holland's Spider-Man, the reason why we have all these amazing movies in the MCU is because of Seth Rogen. So tip of the hat to you, my friend.
We have so much to thank Seth Rogen for.
Yeah,
when you really think about it.
And also blame him for, because we have Jonah Hill. We also have we thank because he's amazingly talented. I'm not going to take that away from him. But also,
to be fair, that's Judd Apatow that discovered all the other people, but and including Seth Rogen, but
including Seth Rogen, right? And then what was the other thing that Seth Rogen did? Oh, Green Hornet. Yeah, we gotta,
Yeah. But that's a paycheck, man. He's an actor getting a paycheck,
he was also the writer of that movie. He was also the writer of that movie. So
sometimes fat people need a movie to make them lose weight. You know what I mean? And that's I will. He's not the one that's doing jujitsu.
But you want to know what's funny is that all they are like, it's Jonah Hill is Seth Rogen's Wario, because Jonah Hill had the opportunity to create and do all this stuff. Seth Rogen's made a bunch of shit like Invincible, The Boys, like all of these things, that Preacher, even though Preacher wasn't necessarily my favorite, but they do these things. They like, I want to make something that I love.
I like the attempt. I like the attempt. Yeah.
Good. He's just working, man. He's being creative. He's making his fucking stoner pottery or whatever, and then he's producing things that he loves. Like, what more do you want? Like, that's the guy. Meanwhile, Jonah Hill is doing random, like, what is Jonah Hill doing? He's being in random movies and threatening people on podcasts with his jiu-jitsu,
I read it too. I just worked with a friend of mine this past week, Spencer James, comedian Spencer James, very funny guy, super talented. But we were talking about he's a big fan of movies. But we were talking and he was like just shitting on he didn't like Spider-Man Brand New Day. And his words is that, oh man, I didn't really like it, whatever. And he goes, and he has a vlog or whatever, a blog about movies, or whatever.
Yeah.
And he rated it a 7.8. And I said, out of what? And he said 10. I'm like, that's still a good.
That's still good.
That's still really good. Like, what are you
It's a
talking
B+.
about? He's like, no, just it made $1 billion, Neri. Do you understand? You know what I'm saying? Like the movie should be a 10 out of 10 or a 9. I'm like, 7.8. You're making. I'm like, you like that's really good though. That's you're saying it's only a B+. And I'm like, that's a wild take.
He's doing the thing where he's equating how much money it makes in the theater with how good it is. When we used to say something was good or bad, or something was like, oh, it's a good time. You can, if something is overall like a joke, right? If it's more funny than it is offensive, it's just funny. You know, if he's doing that thing of like, it should be this, that, and the other. It's like, hey man, you get, I don't know what to tell you. It is whatever you want it to.
I think he was doing that thing, and I don't want to misquote him, but I think he was doing that thing where he was just like,
but it could have been
movies should be more than just fun. Like these type of movies should be more than just fun.
Right,
and I was just like, 7.8 out of 10 is a very good. Like if you told me, hey man, you're gonna make something, and some critic is gonna think it's a basically saying 8 out of 10. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I'm fine with that. And I get it. As an artist, we could very much be held up on like, hey man, I'm a 10. You know what I mean? Like my art is a 10 type of deal. But I just feel, and then he mentioned, like, he talked about that he hated Top Gun Maverick, and I hate talking about his opinions while he's not on the show. But
he should be able
he hated Top Gun Maverick. Thought it was shit. He's like, they just remade the same thing. For that, I go watch the first one. I go, well, the first one, I will say this though, the second one, I think I love the fact that they got out of the planes. I'm here telling him the story. He goes, I'm like, when? You mean when they were running to the warehouse and they got on a shitty ass plane? I go, yeah, that was awesome. That created tension. That created whatever. And he was like, they were just remaking the first one all over again. And I was like, I don't know if that's what they were doing. And then he talked about Creed 3 and how Creed 3 wasn't good, and how he didn't like the fight. And then I just so what did he like about Creed 3? I go, cause I like Creed 3, but I didn't love Creed 3, but I liked it a lot. And he said, well, I didn't like what they did with the fight. They just changed it up. It was like too weird. And I said, so let me get this straight. Top Gun Maverick, you didn't like because it was just a copy and paste in your words for the same thing from the original. But Creed 3, you didn't like because they veered too far away from it. And he goes, nah, okay, that's a good point. You kind of like realize, like,
you know what this is? You know what this is? This is somebody eating McDonald's really fast and then being like, it wasn't even that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Because the truth is, on what caliber are you rating this? It's McDonald's.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you like? We're not at a 5-star restaurant.
That's such a good analogy, because I thought that's the way people came up to me about Supergirl. Oh, dude, I expect more than just fun movies. What
that critique pisses me off, because it's just like nobody thought we were going to see. Like did the production company A24 come up before the Spider-Man thing showed up? No. This isn't some indie movie. This was made for $1 billion. There's A-list people that are in it. Like, I mean, it's McDonald's. Like, that's what it is. And it's okay to like it.
I will challenge that 2 of the biggest movies of the year are independent horror movies, Backrooms and Obsession, that were made on shoestring budgets, and people resonated with that too. It's not the A24. It doesn't matter. Like,
I'm just saying things
will be good. The thing is that like with the social media, like with the mice, like with the enshittification, movies have become enshittified. Going to the movies have become enshittified because they're trying to make Excel spreadsheet decisions with art. And it's like, yeah, people are going to go and see this movie. It's a mass-produced big giant Spider-Man thing. And then this is another reason why I like the cut of Tom Holland's jib is he, at certain points in filming, were like, because he's doing the Odyssey, right? Where Chris Nolan is getting carte blanche to shoot on these fucking $9 million cameras, and these, go off in the middle of fucking some Grecian isle and shoot for real. And there's like 1,000 extras. And then so Tom Holland's on that set, and then he goes to Marvel and is like, and he basically was like, hey, we have to rewrite this scene. It's not good enough. We have to shoot this way. It's not good enough. Like, and he comes back and they like, you know, puts his like, hey, you know, it's like that story of this is a bad example because of the end product, but Bruce Willis, when he was on Die Hard 4 or whatever, was like having some script disagreements, and then they go and he goes, okay, well, if we're not going to do it that way, who are you going to get to play John McClane?
Yeah.
Right? Like he's like, I am Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm John McClane. It's like, all right, if you replace.
Did you read the Sony leaks, motherfucker? I am him. Like
I am him.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, so this Spider-Man, compared to the other ones, did have that. I feel like it was a good representation of it was gritty. Like there was some like moments where like there was some body horror elements with I do love the thing where he's squirting the thing out of his wrist, the organic webshot, and he's like, bleh,
yeah.
I love that moment because it is like him discovering the next evolution, he was like Pokemon evolving into the next.
That's that scene with Zendaya where she was like, it sounds like you're just growing up and this is a new version of you. And I was like, oh, so good.
Speaking of Zendaya, the scene where Jean Grey, spoiler alert for if you haven't, Jean Grey's in the movie, but where she's like, go on, touch her, Peter. Where they're on the rooftop, and I was like, ooh, you asshole. Oh, this is.
I mean, I saw it coming, but also, of course, it was good.
The second she wasn't afraid of the swinging, I was like, and especially, you know, but what the delivery of that was wild. The getting his hopes up and then doing all that stuff, and it was like, oh god, it's so good. But again, just an all around good presentation of like the isolation of what it means to be a superhero. So like the Batman, you know, like when
complex
the where he like there is no Bruce Wayne, there's just Batman, right? Like that's like one of the thing of like getting too obsessed into your.
That was a great scene. Did you ever watch Batman Beyond? Valdez, did you ever watch Batman Beyond? I know this was in your Christian days. This was in your Christian days, so I don't know if you.
I did watch Batman Beyond. I was allowed to watch it. I was allowed to watch it.
There was a great episode where they were doing they were doing an episode where Bruce Wayne was aka supposedly losing his mind.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that like he was talking to himself and he was like, you know, whatever, blah, blah. But one of the reasons he was able to find out or catch or figure out, Bruce was able to figure out that it wasn't his voice actually talking to him was because he kept calling himself Bruce to himself. And he goes, I kept saying, the voice kept saying Bruce, kept calling me Bruce. He's like, that's not what I call myself. And he's like, what do you call yourself? And he kind of just looked at him, right? Like Bruce Wayne looked at Terry and he's like, oh. And then Terry goes, well, that's me now. And I was like, oh shit, it's such a fucking good.
That's awesome.
And I wonder if that's what Spider-Man goes through. Like, I wonder if he calls himself Peter or whatever the fuck.
You know, I for some reason when you were I do know the episode and I've seen it, but there's something that was really funny that I was thinking. I was like, what a great reference it would have been because like Terry is played by Will Friedle, and Will Friedle was on Boy Meets World, and famously Eric Matthews has a very funny line where he's like, so I was talking to myself and I was like, Kyle, and they're like, Kyle, and he's like, that's what I call myself. Like, and so like good. It would have been funny if he was like, what do you call yourself? He's like, Kyle. Like, Kyle. You know.
What is that? What was it that
it wouldn't have been as badass as like I am him. You know what I mean?
Him,
but like,
but what was that? What was his name? Ant-Man. Why am I blanking on his name?
Paul Rudd.
But that, I'm sorry.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Remember in that interview? It was now it's a very famous interview now where he talks about what's the name of Thor's hammer. Like they're asking people if they knew the name of Thor's hammer. And what did he say? He gave a very funny answer where he was like,
I forget. Yeah.
He's like, Jonathan. That's what it was. Jonathan.
That's great.
So because everybody was like, oh, what's the name of Thor's hammer? And he's like, Jonathan.
He's so good at like just saying things and they become iconic weirdly.
Yeah.
Like he's so good at like just throwing something away and it's like the funniest thing you've ever heard. Like he's like in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, I wonder if the carpet matches her pubes. Like he just throws that away, dude, and it's like the funniest thing you've ever heard.
Yeah.
You know, like he's very good at like just very minute little niche things that are great. Jonah Hill's very good at that in that movie too, funny enough. But yeah,
He's very good at
midnight.
He's very good in every movie. Jonah Hill's I have never seen a movie where I go, Jonah Hill hindered this movie.
I agree.
I've never seen, even if the movie wasn't great,
where he's playing a character, you mean?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Like
when he's
the character that he played did not hinder this movie.
Correct. Correct. I'm sure
I still think he deserved.
Was very different.
I think he deserved all of his accolades for Wolf of Wall Street. I thought he was fantastic in Wolf of Wall Street,
and Moneyball as well.
Moneyball is one of my favorite movies to watch on TikTok 6 minutes at a time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Brad Pitt
shit pops up all the time.
Brad Pitt doing Inside the Actor Studio. He did it right after they released, or they were about to release. It wasn't even released yet, but they were about to release Moneyball, and Jonah Hill was in the audience, was in the thing, and they asked Jonah Hill, he had like maybe 2 questions or whatever, and he's like he was being very modest or whatever, and I remember Brad Pitt saying, like, Brad Pitt's on stage on Inside the Actor Studio with James Lipton, and then he goes, Jonah's acting like if we did him the favor, like he's really good.
Yeah,
like he's like really good, and like to get that acknowledgement from Brad Pitt, that doesn't. I mean, again, yes, that could also be promotions and PR for a movie that they're both in to promote their movie, but that's still at face value. At face value, he doesn't have to do that. And Brad Pitt's a really good actor.
Honestly,
so to get that from Brad Pitt, that's awesome, man.
Every time, I don't know him personally, but every time I've seen Brad Pitt be himself in something, I'm just like, this guy seems like a real ass dude.
Yeah,
like, he just seems like a cool guy.
I will say I am reticent to jump in on the glazing of Brad Pitt, because there might be some personal issues with abuse. That
plane ride with his wife, and where he threw
the fact that it's
come on, man.
All right,
come on.
Someone posted recently that yeah. Somebody posted recently. Come on. But somebody posted.
We're gonna be nitpicking now.
We're gonna begrudge a guy.
Yeah. Now we can't hit our wives. Now we can't listen to pastors. Like,
who among us hasn't had a bad day on our private jets? Who among us?
I was just talking to my stewardess in my private jet this morning. I was like, bitch, what is going on here? I need to do this podcast.
All right, Mr. Commercial Actor, Mr. Hollywood,
Mr. Commercial Plane is what I am.
Yeah. Boom. Can I, I don't know, because I don't like to genuinely, I feel braggadocious, right? You always feel weird telling people, like, you feel boastful when you say that something good has happened, but something good happened to me.
That's amazing.
Without sounding
like, was it that shirt? Is that where you got that shirt?
Okay. Side note. Remember, I'm going to come back to it. But here's the thing here's a new thing that I'm doing. I realize because I don't have a regular day job anymore. I don't have anything that is forcing me to get up and get ready to go in the morning. I am doing what I like to call sitcom life, where you wake up in the morning and you get dressed like in a sitcom.
Sure.
Every single one of these motherfuckers is wearing pants and shoes in their own house all the time. And I'm like, that's white people shit. But what I've been doing is every day when I wake up, I get dressed like I'm gonna be on a sitcom.
Nice.
For my own.
And that what is this today? Hawaii 5-0. What sitcom is this right now?
I love this.
But what it means is, so then this, hold on, that's step 1 of this process that led me to this shirt.
Okay.
Step 2 was, all right, what do I wear? And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start going in order of all the stuff, because also I need to figure out what fits and what doesn't anymore.
Sure.
So I'm going down the row, and today, actually, I wore this yesterday with my wife and I went out to dinner. But I was like, you know what? This is next on the list, and it is Hawaii 5-0 Magnum PI. I will say I'm more Magnum PI than Hawaii 5-0. But
do you know that's a reason? I did not know in pop culture lexicon in our that's the reason why police became 5-0 became slang for because of a Hawaii 5-0. People kept calling, the 5-0's here, 5-0's, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Also, because it was the 50th state, I think it was. Did 50?
But
Something about
as far as police being called 50, like you remember, especially in the 90s, Mike and Mercadal, you can remember this in the 90s, like the slang in hip hop, and everybody would say they wouldn't say the police, they wouldn't say the cops, it'd be like 50. Now we just say like, oh,
yeah.
murderers. But before we said
Yeah.
50, and I was
Big
like,
head.
oh, okay.
The pig.
Yeah, they created it was the unit in Hawaii, and they named it after Hawaii 50 is like, you know how like Brooklyn Nine-Nine,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like they're the 50, the 50th precinct, because it was the 50th state. That was the name of the fictional thing, and then because of the show, people started calling them the cops 50. That's
Yeah.
that's
Which is wild.
the most generally accepted thing. Anyway,
I just call them coppers. Hey, copper.
the fuzz. I love the fuzz. Nobody calls them the fuzz anymore. Pigs, bacon, whatever. The idea that I wanted to share with you about. So I'm trying not to brag, but I received a very nice compliment, and because I am in a play, I got cast in a play, and I did. This is very outside of my comfort zone because it is a Spanish play from the 1600s. So my Spanish now is not good, and for it to be Spanish from the 1600s is hard. And I have to play a king. I have to play the royal. So not only am I'm using the most formal of antiquated Spanish, classical Spanish. And when I was in rehearsal, which again, memorizing lines, very new experience for me, very hard. I've been very stressed out about it. I come home, the guy, the CEO of the company that's putting the play on, and one of the like artistic directors were there. And then I come home, and the director calls me, and I'm like, Jesus, I don't give you guys enough fucking time. You're gonna call me at home, but I call and put on speaker, and he's like, I just want to tell you that the CEO and the other person, they were like, oh, this guy's a king. This guy looks like a king. Where's this guy? Like, and he's doing. They were like, he is got something, and I was like, thank God I put on speaker because my wife heard it. And I was like, bro, you couldn't tell.
And you got laid that night.
I got, yes. But you couldn't tell me nothing, man. I was flying.
That's awesome.
That's fucking
Good
dope.
for you, bro. Good for you, man.
I was so excited to hear it, like, because I was also like, imagine you're stressed out about something, and then someone's like, hey, not only are you doing a great job, but many people are seeing you do a great job.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's awesome.
I think honestly.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Neri. No, go ahead.
No, go. I was gonna change it up. Go ahead. You just said something.
I was just gonna say, feel the way you want to feel, Mike. But as an actor, I think that is not braggadocious. I actually feel that is very much something that as an actor you need, especially when you're starting, because not starting, but like, you know what I mean? Like when you're, I was just like, the thing about being an actor is you're either low class or you're high class. There's no middle class as an actor. Like it doesn't exist. You either are employed or you're not, and so
feast or famine.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is, like, when you're doing something and you get a compliment, like that could be the fuel for when you're unemployed. You know what I mean? Like that could be the fuel when nothing is happening, because you're like, well, like somebody, I am good at what I do. I can't let those I'm not good at what I do thoughts get in my head.
So to give the story, Bill Burr talked about that one time, the first time that he met Chappelle, and Chappelle saw his set. Chappelle told him that he was very funny, and he just said, man, he's very funny. And Bill Burr said that compliment kept him going for 6 years.
Yeah.
For 6 years, when nothing was working and when he wasn't getting a lot of work, he kept holding on to the memory of like, Chappelle said I was funny, Dave said I was funny, and he kept that. And that's what we need. Another example of that was I tell Valdez all the time when we talk about our journey and as far as our health journey. I was like, dude, you're gonna come up. There's gonna come a time where the numbers on the scales don't go down, and you have to focus on the non-scale victories. Like this is something that I'm talking about to myself. Like you have to focus on those
non-scale victories. That's a good way to put it.
Non-scale victories are like, because for 2 years I plateaued. For like a year and 8 months I plateaued, where I wasn't moving up and I wasn't down. And like that, to me, looking back now, I could be like, that's my proudest accomplishment is not giving up in that year and 8 months. Because in year and 8 months of that scale staying the same, it's very easy to have been like, fuck it, let's just eat all the pizza I want again. But it's
yeah.
so bringing this back to you, Merc, yeah, man, hold on to that, man. I think that's great. I think that's
Yeah.
that's not bragging at all. That's like being proud of your accomplishments. Good for you. It's fucking awesome.
It's one of those odd things of like, there's like a sword fight, of course, because it's a classical play. There's a sword fight, and it was like looking rough, and I was like, can I help? You know, because I had done martial arts, right? So I'm like, this looks sloppy, and I don't know about dance or someone. There's another dancer lady in the cast, and she didn't want to say anything either. She's like, yeah, like in dance, you have to look like it's choreographed, like it has to be thing. And I was like, so I'll tell you what moves to do, and then the dancer will tell you how to make it look good, and I'll tell you from stage combat ways about like how to make it look good. And then we told the director, hey, you know, and he was like, great. And he heard it, and it was like a good, and it was very accepting of the idea. And I'm like, I got that too. Everything that if you remember all of the stuff that you've done to get to where you are now, you can use that now.
Yeah,
you know,
all
like,
your tools. It's just another tool in your tools.
all the tools, man. Yeah,
man.
It's been an interesting process. And
Mount Rushmore of movie kings that you said, hey, that guy's a king. You know how that you got that compliment where you're like, that's a king right there.
Yeah.
What's your Mount Rushmore of movie kings where you're like, that guy?
I'll say
that's a king.
Man, on the spot, the first two I will say this isn't not the mountain, but the first two I thought of was Leonidas and Xerxes in 300.
Sure, yes. Yeah.
Because they are two very different representations of like the leader, the king that goes out there and puts the money where his mouth is, and then the one that holds the presence of a golden god, you know, that sort of thing that we lost.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Does Prince John from Disney's Robin Hood count?
Sure, yeah. I mean, that's
I mean, I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's great, but no, I'm trying to think of the putting me on the spot. I don't know because I'll leave somebody out. But the first two I thought of was Xerxes and Leonidas.
Leonidas is a great.
Yeah,
that's a great line. That's a great choice because I hadn't even now as I think about it, I had to. You know who I thought about? Sean Connery in First Night.
Oh, First Night. I thought doesn't he come out at the end of
Robin Hood? Prince
of Thieves. That's the one. I was like, yeah, but he's only there for 5 minutes.
No,
for like 5 seconds.
First Night. Yeah.
First Night. Which one's First Night? Is that
with
the Richard Gere one?
Yeah. Where it was literally talking about he played Richard Gere played Lancelot. And so that's a whole other level. I thought that's who I thought. Isn't it funny how we immediately go with I guess because Kings, you know, it's not really an American thing, but I immediately went with a British dude where I was like, this guy, or you know, Scottish, whatever the fuck.
You went there. I went ancient Greece because of the Odyssey. You hadn't seen the Odyssey yet, but I was like thinking the first thing I thought of was like my wife loves the movie Troy, right? With
great movie.
There's parts of it that are good, and she was like shocked to learn that when it came out, that it wasn't well received, that people didn't like it, like generally.
What's the Rotten Tomatoes score on that? That's interesting because that was well before I paid attention to any of that. Not that I paid attention to it now, but it's more so than
Rotten Tomatoes 53%. It's a 7.3 on IMDb and a 3.5 on Letterboxd. And I think with the advent of time,
was that 87? Would you say 87%? Is that what you said?
53 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh wow, yeah. What is that? The critics or is that the audience?
I don't know. Let me see. It is 53 critics. It's 74% on the popcorn. One. But I think that also has a lot to do with when it came out. Was, you know, there's scenes in it that are great. Like we talk about the whole "is there no one else?" You know. Yeah. But the king in that one is Agamemnon, which is Brian Cox, who's great and everything, you know. And he's like a real shitty king. He's like a real, you know, like a real shitty king.
Which is a line that Brad Pitt gives, where he's like, Wouldn't it be wild if kings actually fought their own battles?
Imagine a king that fights his own battles. Wouldn't that be a sight? Yeah, we just watched it last night, and it was like genuinely, and also the part where Brad Pitt he rides up to Troy by himself, and he's like, Hector,
Yeah.
Hector, and that whole fight, my wife she was like acting out the Superman spear thing that he tries to do all the time. Yeah. Like there's tons of it, but it is kind of that movie where it insists upon itself.
I don't know, man. I like that movie. I like Troy a lot. I will say it lost me, and the reason why it lost me at the end was not its fault. Is because that's the way the story's told. Is when he gets shot in the Achilles, you go, ugh.
Yeah.
But he has to be shot in it. Like that's the fucking story.
That's the story.
You can't be wait a minute, he got shot in the shoulder. You can't fucking shoot him in the shoulder. Like it doesn't work that way.
And you're waiting for it. You're like, where's the ankle shot? There it is.
It's kind of like how yesterday I was telling some friends, I was like, the Odyssey is great because Christopher Nolan teaches men that it's okay to cheat on your wife as long as you feel bad about it. And of course I'm joking, but like that's not Christopher Nolan's fault. That's the story. You know what I mean? Like
right. Well,
and to be fair, that's a story that's been told a million times.
A million times, yeah.
I don't mean the Odyssey. I mean the cheating on your wife.
But I feel bad.
You know, like Michael Douglas. You ever see Michael Douglas in what was that movie? Was it the Disclosure? What was that movie that he did with Demi Moore? With Demi Moore, where he's like, is it Disclosure? Is that the one where he's getting like she's coming out to him? The whole movie is based upon unwanted sexual advances in the office, but the twist is that it's the woman.
It's a woman boss. The surgeon was a woman.
Right, the woman boss, a woman. And in that movie, it's really funny because he's like getting hot and heavy, and then she starts blowing him, and then he's like, no, like he pulls her away, like no, and then because he pulls her away, that's enough for us, the audience, to be like, that's a good man. That's a good man.
Right.
It's like, wait, but he's still got like
forgetting Sarah Marshall, where he's like he gave up a blowjob mid blowjob.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that,
and it was just all these movies where you're just like, oh, yeah. As long as you're sorry about it. Family Guy did a skit about what's the movie with the boy and the rabbit?
I love that you say Family Guy did a skit like it's a sketch show.
It really
it is a sketch show. Family Guy is 100% a sketch show.
I know it is. It's just funny because
sketches.
No,
it's
just funny.
They did of oh god, I can't think of the fucking name.
What's the name of the movie
Glenn Close?
Glenn Close, the rabbit,
Fatal Attraction.
Fatal Attraction.
Yeah,
but they you know how they do like they do a movie parody, Family Guy, and within the movie parody they will verbalize verbalize what's happening. So he's doing it and they're making out in the elevator. He's like, let's hurry up and cheat so you could go crazy on me, but everybody forgets that I cheated on my wife, so they just blame you for going crazy on me.
Right.
And it's like that's totally fine. That's it.
Funny.
Speaking of people who cheat on their wives, the president of the United States is having a weird ass game thing of what is happening with the Patriot Games. I have not been following this.
Speaking of the Hunger Games.
Speaking of the Hunger Games, people who cheat on their wives, bad wannabe kings. And
by the way, real quick, just wanted the audience to know I thought Spider-Man was good. Go ahead.
Oh,
you said that though, but you did say that though.
Out.
No, you did say he did say. I was in the middle of giving my 60-second review where Valdez goes was like, "Well, here's why it's really good," and I was like, "Oh, okay, good. Let's do it. Yeah, it's really good."
Wait, so what do we let's dismount. Okay, two things. Spider-Man: Brand New Day is a great standalone Spider-Man movie. Introduces Jean Grey. And this basically kicks off the X-Men introduction
and introduces what's gonna happen, how what's gonna happen.
It also introduces what grief looks like to nerds, which is really good.
No, but what I was gonna say is this to me is a perfect example of cinematic universe storytelling where it stands alone, but is still also referencing bigger things. You don't
course.
need to know who Jean Grey is to know that someone with special powers can manipulate people's minds, because Spider-Man exists. Spider-Man's fucking Spider-Man. He has spider
All right,
powers. You
so
know,
I will
superpowered people
say,
exist.
while
I know a lot
agree
of
with-
women who can manipulate people's minds that don't have powers, but anyway, go ahead.
They do have powers.
They have them.
It's
Mid
it's,
blowjob.
Yeah. So, while I want to agree with you, Mike, on that statement, I also saw this movie with my two kids, who had no idea who the Punisher was, and
Fair.
throughout the whole movie, they're like, "Who is that?" Out loud, my daughter was like, "Who is that?" And
You don't let them watch the R-rated Punisher shows?
Luckily,
where they say fuck all the time and
Luckily,
blast people's brain. It's so violent.
Me and my two kids were one of 4 people in that entire theater that time.
Yeah.
4 people were watching that movie.
I wish I could say the same.
Me and my 2 kids and one other person 3 rows back. And my daughter was like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "That's the Punisher." She's like, "But who's that?" Like, she had no idea. Like, I kept saying that. She was like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "The Punisher." And she's like, "Who is that?" I'm like, "The Punisher." She's like, "I don't know who that is." And I'm like, I don't know how to explain this to you.
Hey, man, don't blame your failures as a parent by not teaching your kids who the Punisher is on a movie.
I don't know if there's a PG version of the Punisher that I could show my kids. That's not Brand New Day.
Yeah.
That's not Brand New Day. Like, that's the most PG.
Also, your kids are old enough to watch. If I was old enough to watch Nightmare on Elm Street at 6 years old or whatever it was, come on.
I don't know if putting
right.
I don't know if putting 1980s parenting skills to current day. Valdez and I were talking about watching. I showed my daughter the Monster Squad like 3 years ago, and that was a tough. I don't know if you remember the Monster Squad.
It's
Mark.
rough. Yeah.
But here's the part. It's only rough the first 15 minutes of that movie because of the bullying that they show and the F words, and I don't mean fuck, that are thrown around in that movie. And you're like, oh, this is what bullying was like in the 80s. And
there's the F word and then the F slur.
Yeah.
That's how I separate the two.
Okay.
There's a lot of F slurs. Boy,
and then my daughter's eyes are like, and I'm like, yeah, it was a different time. That's how they're bullies. They're meant to be portraying kids who are bad. Like, that's how people spoke to each other back then. That's how kids spoke to each other back then. I'm like, yeah, because we weren't pussies.
Yeah, that's how
that's
how kids showed each other that they liked each other back then.
I was looking it up. The Punisher in 2004 was R rated. So I don't think there is any kind of acceptable.
No, there's only R-rated versions of it.
The most PG version of the Punisher is the one that we got in Brand New Day, which did not explain who the Punisher was.
Very true. One thing I will say before we dismount from Spider-Man, I just want to say this. I won't say anything about the movie. I mean, I enjoyed it, whatever. But one thing I will say, I will give my in-theater review, which is just of the theater experience itself. And here's the thing. I went at 11 o'clock in the morning. There were a lot of people that were there. A lot of people sitting next to me. It was a little shocking, but whatever. It's a popular movie. I get it. Here's the thing. If you're going to go to a movie at 11 o'clock in the morning and it's a work day, don't take your work calls during a movie.
Oh, no. That's fucking
definitely don't do that. And yes, if you speak Spanish, I can still hear your voice.
Yeah.
So either take the call outside of the theater.
That's the most Miami shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yes, I know. Just because you speak Spanish doesn't mean people can't hear you.
What theater was this, Valdez? Which theater was this?
It was an AMC.
Which one?
In Pines, believe it or not.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, where the middle class Cubans go.
That's right, because you live up there.
Yeah. Let's just completely dox me. Why not?
Yeah, right. The entire city. They're gonna be like, there he is, get him.
You think that guy's listening? You think that guy that took that work call is listening to the podcast? Do you? You think
probably.
That's what's happening?
Probably. And this guy, don't take.
What kind of work does he do? What kind of work does he do?
Yeah, dox him.
He's like a salesman, and like he was talking about like freaking, I don't know, like air ventilation dampers or something. Like just like
that's so good.
Nobody wants to hear. Like, dude, I mean, we're into the movie, and this guy's just like taking a call. Like, I'm just like, what is going on? This is crazy.
I love
So,
the
yeah.
fact that I love the fact that a theater up there, right, is more quote unquote Miami behavior than the movie theater that I went to, which the movie theater that I went to was literally in Kendall, which
Yeah.
would be if you would ask like, hey, what do you think, Kendall or Pines? Who do you think this behavior belongs to? And you would think it would be Kendall. But I just happened to go on a day where people were actually at work. Crazy.
Well,
Crazy.
the thing is, Pembroke Pines is where middle class Cubans live, and the thing
Yeah.
about a middle class Cuban is you are always working, even when you're at a movie theater. So
Yeah.
You're entitled to be working even.
my
in a movie
dad
theater.
my dad owns his own business, and I make a joke, and it's not even a joke, but I tell him this all the time. I go, PV&A, his business, I go, PV&A is the only business in Pembroke Pines that stays open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Like,
Yeah.
because literally anybody could call you at 3 a.m. and you'd be like, "Ay, Hector, I'm sorry, bro." Like, just like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
go to bed. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
It's reasonable for you to not answer at this time.
yeah, it's okay to close your doors at 6, like
So-
like a normal person.
As a benefit to Neri to be able to introduce the Punisher to his children, I have here the Parents Guide for the Netflix Punisher series. And we're going to go through, like we used to do in Movie Bros, to give parents a warning. We have it's rated TVMA, just so if are your kids mature enough to watch the movie, to watch the show.
Oh, dude, by the way, there's definitely a Christian app that you can watch The Punisher on, and they'll just skip all the bad parts.
It's 3 seconds long.
The
Yeah,
entire
the
series
entire
is 12
series
minutes
is-
long.
The entire
12
series
minutes long.
is 12 minutes long, but they'll at least understand that his trauma
the
with
name?
like being in the war and stuff like that.
What's the name
What's
of the
the
app?
name of the Christian app?
It's like Dove Watch or something. I'm gonna look it up. Keep going.
Save
with
Watch.
Yeah,
Save
some-
me.
Yeah. Sex and nudity. What do we think? Sex and nudity. The Punisher, not known
Moderate.
for sex. Moderate.
No, there's-
correct.
I feel like there's no sex. Is there?
Yes,
Multiple-
there is between Jigsaw and the Doctor and Jigsaw. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there's a lot of sex.
He's hot
Yeah.
until they cut his face up.
It's
so
not
he
like
gets
Luke
laid.
Cage. Like Luke Cage was like every time that
Oh.
motherfucker talks about getting coffee, you knew he was fucking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's like, we're
So
about to
sex
get
and
some coffee.
nudity.
Oh,
multiple-
you should have seen my wife when she met him at a con.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
She met. Yeah,
I get
was
it.
Like, yeah,
Did they get coffee together?
they. I'm sure she took him a thing of coffee to get signed, and I was like, this is weird. This is awkward.
What is
This is awkward.
Sex and nudity moderate, multiple instances of implied sex. A man and a woman are shown making out until the man gets shot in the head. This is
Yeah.
in the sex and nudity section.
Yeah.
A woman is changing clothes. Her underwear is briefly seen. Remember,
Yeah.
Mike, what? I don't think Mike. You never did a episode of Movie Bros, right?
I did.
Oh, okay,
quite a
good,
few.
good. Because this
It's called
is
Vid
this,
Angel, by the way. Vid Angel.
Vid Angel.
Vid Angel is
Yeah, you can watch-
an
you
app.
can-
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can watch The
wow.
Punisher on Vid Angel. It's 12 minutes long for the whole series, so it won't take too much.
It
of your
won't take
time.
too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Multiple scenes throughout the show where a woman and a man are in bed in underwear and or naked, genitals being partly covered. Partly. How big
Yeah,
is
yeah.
genital?
They just show they don't show the jet. They don't like. It's
They don't
like
show the nipple or the head. They just show
Right.
the meat and the shaft.
shaft. Yeah, the meat
Yeah.
and the shaft.
There's a scene where Frank removes a bullet near his butt, and you see half of his butt as he removes it. Violence and gore. I think we all know it's severe.
Yeah.
We'll just skip that. Man has his face blown off by a shotgun at point blank range. Awesome. And yeah, a bunch of people decapitated. Okay. Profanity.
Severe.
Moderate.
Ooh, wow.
Many uses of shit throughout every episode. Uses of fuck. Uses of pussy occasionally.
Mhm.
Vulgar banter among the main antagonist and protagonist throughout. Some uses of God. That's also in there. I wonder if this is where Vid Angel gets their thing from. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking.
Some, not a lot.
He
Mild.
smokes cigarettes, I know,
Yeah.
but
Mild.
Yeah.
There's a couple scenes at a bar. Oh,
There's a
yeah.
couple scenes where someone injects heroin because drug dealing is a thing. So there's heroin in there.
Yeah.
Frightening and intense scenes.
Oh, what? You can't show that anymore?
You catch? I thought this was America.
Who among us?
Who
Has it-
among us?
Who among us hasn't shot up heroin in front of their kids? Give me
Yeah.
a break.
So if you're
Seriously,
trying
break.
to, Frightening and intense scenes, severe.
I'll never show him the Punisher, but I'll always shoot up heroin.
I love the fact that as I'm saying these crazy shits, like obviously joking, my wife is on the other side of the fucking computer. She's looking at me like, what the fuck is happening? And I'm like,
Yeah.
like, what?
Who amongst us has not had so if you're a parent and your kids were asking questions about who is the Punisher in Spider-Man Brand New Day because he seems so fun, I would love to see a whole show about his antics and adventures. Good luck.
Yeah. Good luck.
When they turn 18, they're gonna love that show.
Your kids are gonna love it. Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Do we really need to talk about the Patriot games? What's the whole?
No,
point
I don't
of
even know
this?
what that is.
So
that's why I wanted. I don't need to give. So they're from the people.
Speaking
who
of the
brought
Hunger
you,
Games too.
Yeah, from the people.
That's what I thought.
From the people who brought you the America 250 bullshit fair. That were trying to make money and
UFC
what's the
birthday
word?
Party?
What's the word I'm looking for?
Capitalism.
No, that word I'm looking for where they're just scamming you. It's a grift.
A grift.
Yes.
Grift, yeah.
So the people who brought you the grift of the 250 carnival, they set up this thing where they're like, we're gonna show you the best athletes from America, 2 athletes per state, right? A guy and a girl, a man and a woman, and they're gonna show you these games like dodgeball and softball and all this bullshit, and it's just a grift of how to get white people to watch white kids play mediocrely these games. And you're
because
just like,
it's only white people. This isn't gonna be fun at all.
I mean, it's not supposed to be only white people, but if you look at the field, there's a lot of white people in there.
Yeah. So here we'll put.
Well, that won't be entertaining.
No, and then Pat McAfee was on there, and Pat McAfee introduced the games or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And now he's doing that whole "I'm not political." He's still doing that "I'm not political." Like, you walked out with the president.
Yeah.
This is
Dude. It's unfortunate that you just can't say that anymore. You know what I mean? But you just can't say that.
You can't say that when you're walking next to the president and introducing the president and cheering on the president and literally giving him a pat on the back. Like, you can't say that.
Everything you do without choice is political now.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought the president wasn't allowed within 500 yards of a school. So if he's watching teenagers, is this not count? Is this like a loophole?
That's so
you
funny.
think?
Yeah, because the kids were brought to him.
He's like,
school to you. You can't do anything. That's very funny. That's very funny.
Did you hear about the fact that he was snuck away on a food tray on a plane?
I hate that our president is a fucking loser. What a loser this guy is. He talk about kings. What a shitty king.
So he just talked about I love the fact that he says so apparently the story came out. New York Times released a story that's very credible that Iran had put out a hit, right? Supposedly it was a very credible threat. That's what they're saying. Credible threat from Iran that they were gonna take down the plane that he was on, Air Force One. And so, figuring that out, they let everybody board the plane, all the media, all the staff, including Marco Rubio, and they snuck Trump out in a food cart. They literally have pictures of him like
Taylor Swifted him.
Yeah, they Taylor Swifted him out of that plane onto another plane while they were still holding on to while that plane still had everybody on there, including Marco Rubio, including his staff.
So look, there he is. They smuggled him.
Bro, could you imagine?
So he went in and then backed out.
Could you imagine they take the cover off of the food plate and they're like, where'd all the food go?
Yeah. So this is, if you remember, this is the opposite of the scene from the movie with Harrison Ford, was it the movie
Air
where
Force
he was the
One.
president? Air Force One. This is the opposite of that movie. Remember Remember in that movie where they were like, "Mr. President, we got to get you off this plane." And he's like, "I'm not getting off this fucking plane." And
Yeah.
then
He's like,
the
I'm gonna
pod,
push them off my plane.
and then the pod releases, and they go find the pod, and the pod is empty because he was like, "I'm not fucking getting off this plane. I'm gonna fucking go like this is my plane, whatever." This is the exact opposite, where he literally let everybody else fly. He's like, "Oh, there's a credible threat." Yeah, all his staff, all the flight crew, everybody. They didn't cancel the flight. They just said, "I'm not gonna be on this plane, on this flight."
Josh
And-
Johnson has the greatest bit about this, where he's like, Trump is the person, the only president where he will threaten people just so he can tell his security guard, "Get him, Derek." You know what I mean? Like, because he just wants to make his security guards work.
You know what sucks?
You know?
I have growing up, I had friends that I was the Derek, and I hated it. This motherfucker, stop! Hey, you run your mouth. I'm gonna watch you get your ass kicked. That was on you.
Yeah, okay. I want to say yes to that, Mike. However, I've been with you in public where you are the aggressor, and I'm like, "Hey, man, chill." Like, "Hey, man, fucking chill."
I'm allowed.
Yes, I'm not saying you're not
I'm allowed to defend
but-
myself.
Of course you're allowed.
There was one Valdez. There was one time when Mike and I went to a Marlins game, and it was like an all-you-can-eat. There was an all-you-can-eat section, and Mike and I are in line to get our all-we-can-eat food because we're both fat asses at that time. And we're in line, and fucking somebody cuts in line, and fucking Mercadal's like, "Hey, the line's back over here, buddy." Like, and I'm just like looking, and I'm like, I'm just here for the fat food. I'm not here to fight, dude. Like, I'm not I don't know if you know how.
The irony is that's not even that aggressive. That's literally just line hall monitor maintenance. Like,
yes,
to be mentality.
That is
to
like
me, I'm just a fat guy here to eat. I'm just a fat guy here to eat. I'm not the fat guy that fucking shout out to people. I'm like, I don't want to do this.
I mean, to be fair, if you're at a Marlins game, you're there to eat. Like, you're not there for anything else. Let's be honest.
That I will say, the fact that is the extreme violent version of me, and that is very. Again, I think I deserve a little credit for having evolved.
That's just in person. That's in person because I was also privy to the story of you telling the guy in a subway not to jerk off. Hey, we don't do that here.
But that's just
at a subway.
No,
at a subway restaurant.
Yes,
like,
at a subway restaurant. Yes.
Oh, no,
my God! Hey, Jared, keep it in your pants. Like, just like
much like our president, Jared is also not allowed near schools. The thing was that I had just moved to New York. It was like I'm less than a month in, and I walk onto the subway, and there's a guy jerking off. And because in the ER, like that happens, right? You'll get mentally people who are, whatever.
Who among us?
Who among us?
Who among us has not jerked off at a subway
on a private
restaurant?
jet? Yeah.
Let he who is without jerking off in front of people cast the first stone. Louis C.K.
True.
The idea was that I walked in. So when you've been to New York, right? Like you walk into a subway car, and there's a vibe. When the vibe is weird, you feel it immediately. So it was really quiet. When there's like 1,000 people in this one little train car and it's quiet, something's up. And I look over and I see a guy jerking off, and I was like, "Hey, put that away." And the guy, I must have broke the invisibility spell that he thought he had, because people don't acknowledge it.
Right.
But I can.
That's very.
And
New
the
York.
guy's like, "Huh?" And he just puts his dick away and he goes into the next car. And then you can see,
I love the idea of the guy being like, "Oh, is this a no jerk off cart?" I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't know this
it's
was
like a smoking
no-jerk-off cart."
section.
Yeah.
I did not see the sign. My bad. I apologize. But it was 100% like the vibe in there afterwards was like, "Oh, I didn't know we could just tell him not to do that." No.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Like in the
I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
I can do that.
In the ER, I used to they were like, "Mike, can you go tell this guy, go in there and do this thing, because he keeps jerking off when I go in there." Because it happens, right? Like it's almost like just like there's crazy people.
I love the phrase that you keep saying, "because it happens." No, this is not normal.
It's not normal. Okay,
Yeah.
There's a difference between acceptable and or the reality of the situation.
Sure.
It is the reality of the situation that people are fucking gross weirdos. And the thing is that they're expecting all of you have a fucking bit about how the nurses are hot.
Yeah.
And in the ER that I worked
nursing
at,
students.
yes, there was a lot of attractive young nurses, and guys that would go in there would always be fucking creeps. And then not all of them would jerk off, but some of them would. And then they're like, Mike, just go in there and get this guy to do this. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah. And I walk in, and you could see the look of disappointment in the guy's face when he wanted to get caught by a hot Latina nurse. And I walk in, and they're like, God damn it, fucking. And I'm like, hey, what are we doing here? What are we?
Now I gotta put this away.
Away. You want to see mine? We'll do it together. Like, no, that's the opposite of what I wanted. I wanted a woman to feel.
I would love in my mind, in my Family Guy brain, I'm just picturing somebody walking in there with a spray bottle and they spraying him like a cat.
No,
no. So that's basically the Patriot Games. I was just making fun of the lack of.
That's basically the Patriot Games.
Just people jerking off in front of nurses.
So I brought something up in the chat, and Mercadal Valdez, did you know about the loss of gravity? Did you know about that?
No. What is this loss of gravity?
I said Valdez. That's why I'm asking Valdez, because I'm going to explain it to you. But I'm asking Valdez, did you know about the lack of gravity?
No. I do know about the law of gravity. Yes.
No,
as a statement, sure.
Yes,
but not
the loss.
You mean,
I'm talking about the loss of gravity. So August 12th, which is from the day of recording, this was a day ago.
Yes.
August 12th, there was this whole thing on the internet. This whole thing had taken off where apparently there were like stories and, whatever, and vlogs and whatever the hell. The internet had said that on August 12th at 10:33 a.m. Eastern time, that the Earth was going to lose its gravity for 7 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people that were taking this literal and seriously.
Stupid.
I know. And I just laughed at the idea of all these people. Yeah, there you go.
Wait till I tell you about the rapture and how many people believe that.
I do love this image though, because if we lose gravity for 7 seconds and then it gradually comes back, that would be great. I would love that to be. I don't think
that the problem was that it wasn't going to gradually come back. The thing was in this theory, it would be 7 seconds of lost gravity and then immediately go back to forced gravity.
You'd be jerking off midair and then slam into the subway car that you were in.
We hit the roof.
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, once again, I am not smart enough for this many people to be this stupid.
Right.
Like they are that. I'm not. There's too many people dumber than me, and I don't think it's too much to ask that people like you. I am so frustrated.
I love this crash out. Man.
How
so good.
Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? Oh, the Earth's going to lose gravity. Who said? What are you talking about? Do you know how gravity? If you don't know, just say I don't know how stuff works.
7 seconds. Someone would love 7 seconds.
Nothing. 7 seconds is a human time frame, not a planetary cosmic time frame.
But also, that's a long time without gravity. 7 seconds is a long time without gravity. How high do you think you could get in 7 seconds if you lost gravity for 7 seconds?
Give me enough heroin. Who among us haven't? That's how high I'd get in 7 seconds.
But how do you did they know the time this was going to happen?
They said that the time was 10:33, specifically 10:33 a.m.
Okay, but by what? Like Pacific
Eastern the Lord's time.
But that's the thing. It's like, I told you about this, Neri, but we're Neri and I we send a lot of sneaker stuff to each other, and I really wanted this pair of sneakers, and they're from an Indian brand. And when they said they're dropping at 6 o'clock, they're only making 500 of them, whatever. And I was like, great. I set an iCal. I was like ready to go. Never did I realize it's in Indian time zone. Stupid.
Right. Yeah.
And if I'm too stupid for that, you know what I mean? Then it's like, how
you said it, not me.
You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. It's like what thought, like as much as you're planning, like, oh, I'm going to do a backflip and then land or whatever. Like, it could just happen while you're asleep, stupid. Like, it could literally happen whenever. If this thing is true, which it's not, but let's just say that it was.
It's not. Here's the part that I think it gets lost in the shuffle here. the conspiracy theory minded people of seeing a TikTok video. So here's a little crib sheet on is this dumb? If the person is telling you something is dangerous, look in their profile to see if they're selling you something that is
To
not
save you. To
Yeah.
save you. Yeah.
If
They've
somebody
got a
is-
class. They've got a class.
if somebody is telling you that scientists don't want you to know, scientists are dying for you. I am not even a scientist, and I am dying for people to know more about how the world works so that they don't fucking believe in angels or whatever. Like I'm desperate for people to live in reality. That science is the study of reality, the observable real things. I am desperate. Scientists would love nothing more than for you to listen to them.
You know what's insane about this is that if you made a video, the same video, and you were like, God doesn't want you to know this, but this is like people would think I was crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, the moment I say scientists don't want you to know this, then they're like, oh, this guy knows some shit. And it's like, I'm just as crazy as the guy that's like, God doesn't want you to know that.
Okay.
You know,
so
like, it's like, what merit do I have? I'm just a guy on TikTok.
Because
you know what I mean?
Well, you're a guy on TikTok, and by the way, you also happen to sell straps that could strap you down to your furniture.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
You have
Very
to be
true.
grounded with copper, the element of the Lord, or whatever.
Yeah.
Some bullshit. And then so basically what they're saying is that there was a solar eclipse and that it was going to fuck up gravity. It's like, guys, we have to look at that. We need more dog content on the show. Let's get him. Oh,
He was recently he was recently called. Oh, sorry. He was recently called fat by his vet.
What?
Who among us have not been called fat by a medical professional?
It's true. I've been called fat by a vet too.
That's a
It's
good dog.
wild. I used to have to I've been thinking about this joke for 45 minutes. I used to have to separate my clothes in alphabetical order.
Hey man, we all have our
Who among us
dicks.
has
Who among
had
us?
to separate their clothes in alphabetical order?
Wow. I'm trying to think of what. Okay, I'm trying to guess to deduce what you mean by alphabetical order.
By color?
No,
color?
by the amount of X's, L's, and M's.
Oh, fucking great.
That's
That's so good.
I
That's
can't
good.
believe that you guys didn't get that. You're comedians.
No, I was just like,
I was like alphabetical order.
yeah, the amount of X's.
I was thinking like, because this is the nerd that I am in my clothes. I was like, by the graphic tees, like what the graphic tees represent.
This
Like
is
I was,
Spider-Man.
that's where I was thinking like
Spider-Man
so-
comes after
This goes
Punisher.
in S
Right,
where
I-
Spider-Man.
X-Men is at the end. X-Men is at the end.
X-Men at the end.
Right. And then
Yeah,
Captain
yeah.
America will be at the beginning. And I'm just like, that's
Is
how I
Adam
was-
Warlock by first name or last name?
Yeah. So that's how when you said I started laughing because I was like, oh, I get that because I'm a nerd and all my shirts are graphic tees. And so, yeah.
No,
that
you
makes
should
sense.
get that because you've been fat before.
Yes.
And you've had,
My whole
and
life.
you've had
where-
to separate your clothes
You
in
know what?
alphabetical order.
Valdez, I'm gonna rip your joke apart because at some point
Yeah.
S comes after M alphabetically, but it comes
But who among
before
us is
M.
actually a small? You know what I mean?
Exactly. I love the fact that as you started talking about that, Merc, I was like, nobody here is gonna be a small. Ain't nobody here gonna be a small. Ain't nobody here.
So look, scientists want you to be informed for the love of God. Also, the reason why I brought up conspiracy theorists is because the account that originally posted some video that they traced it back to being like the first mention of it is no longer available. So they're like, NASA
You know
is
what that
silencing.
means?
Yeah,
They're silencing the truth tellers, man.
yeah, some bullshit. Anyway, I did not know about the gravity flip thing, but also like
I
whenever-
already know about it because I listened to the Dan Lebatard podcast. That's the only reason I know about it.
Fair enough.
I don't know, man. The truth of the matter is that we're doomed, and the human race is gonna die out, and the dumbest of us will survive to be idiocracy again or whatever. Ah, God, it's so frustrating. Every time I hear something like so blatantly, like, "Oh, this is middle school science," right? Like, anytime someone says something where I'm like, "Oh, it's okay for you not to have known something if you were never taught it, right? Like
Right.
most people don't know astrophysics. I don't know astrophysics. I just know that other people do. And if they're smart enough to do astrophysics, I'll listen to what they have to say, because scientists actually would love for you to listen. They want you to know. And then it's like, well, somebody smarter than me figured out something. That's the truth until somebody smarter than them tells me otherwise, right? But you got to be willing to listen. And
I love the idea of a scientist that also does CrossFit, that also does MMA.
Oh, they would love, and it's vegan.
Because and it's vegan, because they would not shut the fuck up
They
about
won't.
like they will share that information with everybody, and it's like, oh Jesus, here we go.
Scientists want you to know and be like, oh, I'm a scientist. Oh, it's like when vegans have to tell you they're vegan. Oh, I'm vegan.
I'm vegan. It's like, oh,
what
I'm
do you do?
vegan.
CrossFit
Like,
too? I do.
dude, what's the workout of the day? What was your WOD?
What was your WOD?
How's that self-tape audition going?
Oh, fuck you, bro. Oh, you motherfucker.
Son of a bitch. Too
That
real.
was laser focused too.
Yeah.
God damn, that was good.
I'm a sniper, dude. I know all these motherfuckers are actors.
Sniper.
But now I'm just thinking about this fucking vegan scientist CrossFitter actor. It's fantastic.
There's a lot to unpack there.
He's gonna be on SmartList soon. But
what do you say we do? So we talked about everything we're going to talk about. Let's say we dismount real quick. We're going to dismount with. I wanted to do an "Am I the Asshole?" but I realize now it came from mildly infuriating, and I want to read to you something that came across my feed, and I would love to hear your take on your thoughts, unfiltered.
Sure.
And here we go. Let me just show you. This is from mildly infuriating. Hi. Okay. Dad put a password on the VR headset my mom bought for both of us. I was gifted a VR headset. On the gift, it said to me, and share with your dad, end quote. I went looking on the shop for some games and saw that the game I wanted wasn't free, so I decided that the next day I would ask my mother if she could purchase it for me, since I did not have a credit card, and obviously you can't pay with cash. The next day, I go back to try and remember the name and could not get on. There was now a password where I had to put in a specific pattern. The same password type as my dad's phone, which was a dead giveaway to who did it. I confronted my dad, to which he said it was his VR headset, not mine. It said to share with dad and had my name on it, not his. My dad said he would not tell me the password, and I had not seen him use it once. Now my dad is upset. I won't let him make an account for. Now my dad is upset. I won't let him make an account on the PlayStation I was gifted a different year, when he has both my headset and his own Xbox he bought himself. Before I get into the edits, what do we think is happening?
porn.
I don't know if it's porn. I think it's more salacious than that. I think it's more like he's communicating with somebody. He's cheating on his mom. I think that's what I think is happening.
Edit.
That's what I think it's.
For those saying he's playing games, I'm 99% sure you're right. My dad was caught cheating on my mom, and he acted the same. Every time he does something my mom shouldn't see, he does this. He didn't even have a password on his phone until he got caught texting an ex-girlfriend.
There you go.
So here are the comments. People are genuinely helpful. Like, oh, you can reset it and get rid of the password. Hold on a second.
Yeah, it wouldn't just be porn because that.
Yeah, right. Like,
because on a VR headset, it's just like a phone. You could just go to the website. You don't. It's not like there's no need for a password protection. But
you sound like an expert in this matter, Nick.
But I am an expert in this matter. I can tell you. You don't need a password protect your phone if you're just going to or your VR headset if you're just going to porn sites. It's not like if I don't have a password protection, the moment my son opens it, porn's gonna pop out. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did. No matter how many times I write to them, they won't make that app. But so
Wow. I've been submitting this in the feature requests section of their website forever,
and they don't do it. So, but what what I think is happening is that he's afraid that his son's gonna open the phone and that there's gonna be a messaging feature that the
That the
person
notifications.
Yes, yeah, correct.
Interesting.
That's what I think is happening.
And then, so here's some of the comments. Your dad. So it's like, here's how to reset it. Of course, depending on the model, blah blah blah. And then the OP says, "How do you factory reset it?" And then he's like, "I think you should factory reset your dad." And then somebody said, "Your dad sounds like a dickhead older brother." And then someone responded,
"Facts."
Yeah. First thing that came to my mind was reading this was, how old is this guy? He sounds super immature. And then OP responds to that comment going, "He just turned 51."
That's fucking
great.
hilarious.
Dude.
You know, it's funny. So my friend John Vargas, who I remember when we all started doing comedy stand-up together 20 years ago, he had a joke that while he started doing stand-up when he was 18, 19 years old, John Vargas. And he had a joke about his dad had him when he was 15. And so now him as a teenager, his dad's 35 or whatever it is. And as a teenager, his dad would be like, "No, it's my turn," and like take away his PlayStation, because he was like, that's the joke that it would be, is because they're so close in age, where 15 years doesn't sound close in age, but for your dad it does sound closer. You know what I mean? It's too close.
Right.
But that's all I kept thinking about, is like, this guy sounds like he became a dad too young type of deal.
There's a lot of those.
It also reminded me of Whitmer Thomas has this amazing joke where he's like, I used to play Little League and my dad was our third base coach, and then he stopped showing up because he was cheating on my mom, and all the kids would always be like, "Where's your dad? He's our third base coach." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, he's also supposed to be my dad." So like, and they're like, "By the way," and then he goes, "By the way, what's a third base coach supposed to do? Just tell somebody to go home? Sounds like my dad needs a third base coach."
Fucking great.
Wow.
That's such a good fucking bit.
Yeah.
Also,
Whitmer Thomas is the best.
Also,
dude,
if you think about it, the third base coach, like the fact that he was probably on third base with that chick that he was cheating on his mom with.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, dude, Whitmer has like some of the funniest stuff. Like, he has the best joke about Paul Rubens. Like, he's like, we all owe Pee Wee Herman an apology because like
legit.
he got in so much trouble for jerking off in a theater. Where else is he supposed to go? His entire house talks. Like,
so funny.
Some of the other comments are, this is an interesting one too, because this comes into my mind whenever somebody asks to like use a phone or borrow someone's phone. He goes, "These are absolutely your dad's goon goggles now. Think yourself lucky you haven't seen him use them." Goon goggles is very
Goon
funny.
goggles is very funny. That's a very Reddit name.
Goon goggles. I always think about that when it's like, I know how often I take my phone into the bathroom when I take a shit. Yeah. And that, you know what I mean? Like, I would be very reticent to use other people's phones, knowing like I know where my phone has been.
Yeah. But that's my shit. It's okay.
That's my
shit.
Fine.
Yeah, it's my shit.
But the goon goggles thing is a very funny thing. It's like, maybe I don't.
Is that username available on Instagram? Goon goggles.
Goon goggles. That's very funny.
Great name. Tell your mom he's using the VR for porn and won't let you use it. Again, real little brother shit, mom.
Yeah.
Neri's using the goon goggles again.
Which is a thing.
He's not wrong.
Which is a thing that this is a reason why, as if you're the dad, this is a reason why you wouldn't want to do that, because the immediate response from your kid is going to go to your mom, go to his mom. It's like, what? This is a weird. This guy's not thinking things through, man.
This guy's not thinking things through. Also, have you, like, it feels the lost art of hiding porn. Look, I'm a physical media guy. I remember back in the day when you find a magazine, you can't put it's not living in the computer. It's a physical, real thing.
Yeah.
You get good.
There were textiles.
You get good at hiding it.
Yeah.
And that, like, it's a Chris Rock joke has this, like, how do you always get caught with the VHS in the fucking VCR and you leave because you leave it in there? I want to say this. I pose this to the table. What is the best way that you would hide your porn? And have you ever been caught with goon goggles? Have you ever been caught in some capacity?
My son, when he was, I want to say 5.
You're gonna call her in and be like, tell the story.
I want to verify. No, she won't tell us, but I want to verify. when he was like 5 years old, I had my iPad, and they would only use the iPad at that age. My son was maybe 5. I don't even think maybe 5, and my son would only use my iPad. He would know my password, and he would only use my iPad, but he would only open it to like specific apps, like the Mickey Mouse app, the Disney app, whatever.
Sure.
Of course.
And he would just use that. And I remember thinking to myself, I should probably close down the Safari windows that I have open. But I was like, they never check Safari. They always go to directly to the kid app games that are in the home screen for them to use it. And my son wakes my wife up one day, wakes her up. He goes, look, Mom, and my wife's waking up, and he like opens the iPad, goes to Safari, starts scrolling through the open tabs, randomly picks one, and it's all porn. And it's just porn videos, right? So it's all porn videos, and then he's just scrolling through porn videos, right? Because it's all like a whole page of porn videos, and it just bam, picks one, and then they just start fucking.
Does
And
he
then my
understand
wife-
what he's doing?
He has no idea what he's doing, but he knows that he's picking videos, but he doesn't understand what's happening.
Why?
In the
He's
videos.
like,
Right,
this
right,
is
right.
not Spider-Man.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
Spider-Man. He's like, look, whatever. And then my wife was like, oh, that's not. And then she just closes all the tabs.
Yeah,
then tells me the story.
that's funny.
And he never mentions it again. I mean, we've asked him, like, hey, remember that time that you opened up the iPad and you were like scrolling through? And he's like, no, like he didn't understand what was happening. He
didn't
was like
land.
himself.
It
He
didn't
didn't
land.
like. He
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So he didn't understand that. But
His sexual awakening will come from some animated animal, anthropomorphized animal from a Disney cartoon, like all of us did.
who
Yeah.
among us?
Who among us?
And so
Don't show him a
that-
Goofy movie,
Yeah. So I still haven't seen a Goofy movie.
dude.
Oh,
you
man.
you of all people would love that movie because you're a dad.
Oh,
Well, one, I'm a dad, but did you know
Right
my nickname in middle school was PJ?
Oh, that's funny.
Jesus.
Because I
That's
look
funny.
just like PJ. You
Yeah.
like if
Yeah.
I was a comic back then, my website would be that kid from gooftroop.com.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That would be, my
Oh my
website
God,
name.
you're right.
That's funny.
I looked, man, if you see a picture of me,
I
I look
need to
just
find-
like fucking PJ from back in the day.
Yeah.
That one time I had a nickname was PJ.
Nice.
And it was for like a summer during wrestling practice.
Yeah,
during
yeah.
wrestling tryouts.
Anyway, I mean, look, the truth is, I don't think I've ever been caught, but I know people, because when you were home alone, you had to like keep an ear out for when somebody was coming. You know what I mean? Not just me. You know, when somebody like the idea of you get really good. I remember I had a very early bit where it was like jerking off like a meerkat senses predators, where all of a sudden you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Very
You know,
much.
like you just like that was
One of my earliest
a
bits was
practice.
about watching porn with no volume,
Mhm.
and how I would the first time I moved out of my parents' house when I was super young, like 30, 31 years old, and I moved out of my parents' house. One of my like newfound things was being able to touch the thermostat and watching porn with volume, because I had never watched porn with volume before. I was like, how did they meet? How did they fall in love? I just knew, like, I never knew the
How did they fall in love?
Yeah.
That's so
that
funny.
that was the bit, but the bit was like, so I never, as when I was growing up in my house, whenever I would watch porn, I would never be with volume. So
That's funny.
What's really interesting is that because I grew up Christian, these two stories are very different than what I went through. So I was like we had like Christian like protected fireware in our thing. So like
Wow.
if
Jeez,
if I googled like bosoms or something, like there would be, and I'll never forget it, it was like a flash picture of a guy on a surfboard, and he would just go, "You're surfing the wrong wave, dude." I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. I got cucked by that guy so many times. And so
you're
so there was,
surfing the wrong wave.
"You're surfing the wrong wave, dude."
That's so
Yeah.
good.
Like it's like
That's-
like it's like, why are we being cute? I'm hard. right now. Like this.
That was the Christian version of the Jurassic Park guy. Like
Yeah.
I want to. So I just looked to see.
Wait. I want to finish. Is that the story? I want to finish the story. Hold on. So you would just anytime you would look up these things, you would just.
Yeah, I would see.
There used
I would
to be
see
those
that.
blockers.
Yeah, so sometimes it was beneficial because I would, for the most part as a kid, especially when you're like 12, you're mostly using the internet because you're like doing a school project or something.
Sure.
And when you're
bored.
searching, I need pictures of Cleopatra, like there's always going to be like pornography. So like
Sure.
for that, I understand, a reason to have to do that. But like when you're 12, your body's exploding and you're but what about those pictures of Cleopatra naked though? And so,
I mean,
yeah. And
who
so
among us?
but what's so funny is and like I'm like a little nervous to be this vulnerable, but whatever. So
I like the
what's
fact that I
funny,
just told you my son just opened my porn hub,
And you're like,
I'm a little hesitant here. I'm a little hesitant.
well, because it's just so easy to roast this, but the truth is, like you were saying, like, oh, like I never knew like how this couple fell in love or like whatever, like I only
Right.
knew the other part, and it's like that's all I knew was how the couple fell in love.
Yeah,
That's what I jerked off to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So literally like that's what made me so much so that like good kissing scenes in movies and shows and like things like that, like that's what did it for me. And funny enough, at 35 years old, I'm still the same way. Like kissing does it for me. You know what I mean?
Dude, so
it's very intimate.
It's very intimate. Listen, I first of all, it's so funny because in previous episodes, I've done the totem pole of like sexual acts, and I've made the statement, and I stand by this, that a blowjob to me is not high on the list of like
Me neither.
It's actually to me, I would rather make out with somebody for an hour than receive a blowjob for an hour. Like that, I'm being dead ass with that.
Dude,
like,
Here's where we
with that.
disagree.
This
Here's
is
where
I feel like
disagree.
I'm at church and you're my pastor, Nary.
Yeah,
like
man.
this is exactly how I feel, dude.
So how
did they fall in love?
Yeah, how did they fall in love?
We've been blowing each
I'm
other. It's like,
so-
how did they fall in love?
Funny enough, the person that I thought would make fun of me the most is the one that agrees with me.
I'm
But,
telling
like-
you right now. I'm with you right now. I say that all the time. I say that all the time. And it's even funnier if you know my material as far as my stand-up, because I have a bit about being upset that my wife doesn't blow me or whatever. Like I have
the cupcakes bit,
the
right?
cupcake, whatever. So it's a whole long bit about it, about my wife
It's a
doesn't
great
give head
bit.
and blah blah blah. But the reality of it, which is also true, by the way, that's not false. But
His wife does not blow it.
She does not blow me. But the reality is, I would much rather, like, as much as I want. This is vulnerable. The reason the top tier reason I would like a blowjob from my wife is not the actual blowjob itself, is that I want her to want to give it to me.
Yes.
That's
enthusiastic consent is sexy. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm-
interesting.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want her to want to give it to me, and I'm like,
now we're getting vulnerable, like dudes, man. I love this because I remember when I was with this girl, and I loved her boobs, right? And I would be like, oh, like I love your boobs, and she's like, they're just boobs, and I'm like, no, it's not that they're just boobs, it's that they're yours.
They're your boobs, yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that they're
I love the
attached
idea
to
of-
you.
I love that idea of Valdez grabbing her, like Billy Madison grabbed that fat kid. It was like, no, don't you ever say that. Don't you ever say that. They're not just boobs. They're not just boobs.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. It's true. If they were just boobs, I can go anywhere. That they're yours.
I will die on the hill that vanilla boring sex, as determined by others, because I don't think of it as vanilla or boring. I just think of it as good. Is
biblical sex.
The good old fat. Look, when I got a vasectomy, I was like, finally, I can fuck the way God intended. Right?
Accurate.
That's the point. There's no barriers. This is the way the Lord wanted me to ejaculate into a lady.
Yeah.
Not exactly, but okay,
Yeah.
What?
He also
What?
wanted you to have
What
all
part
the
am I wrong
kids,
about?
but
I don't
You
get
have
it.
no
What part am I-
ejaculate. You have no
Huh?
ejaculate. You have no.
I
You took away
I
the
absolutely
ejaculate.
have ejaculate. I have no more sperm.
Yeah,
Science-minded.
whatever. whatever. I saw a TikTok once that said that you have no ejaculate, so you have no ejaculate. But
I will say this, just a quick just to end on the note. Someone mentioned that the search terms, it's like every time. So I used to be an IT person at work, blah, 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 blah. Every time a computer booted up, it went to a porn site. It was a porn virus. I told my friend not to worry that it could happen to anyone. People inadvertently click. And then he's like, I Googled titties. And then someone responds, everyone knows titties is for viruses and boobies is for the good stuff.
Yeah.
You got to go boobies. I want to read you the last.
What ended up happening with that story? Was that was cheating? Is that what was happening?
So basically, the comments are all him saying, "Yeah, my dad's an asshole." Basically,
Right.
I hate my dad. Right. So and I just looked.
Do you hate your dad because he's blocking your video game playing, or do you hate your dad because he's
all of the
cheating on
so as he's so there's like a whole thing of like, yeah, you know, he's immature, and then he's like, yeah, and it's just like a laundry list of like, it sounds like everybody's like, it sounds like your dad's an asshole. Da, da, da. So the first edit was he got caught cheating right before, and he acted the same way. Here's the edit number 2. Thank you for engaging and the kind words. For those who are talking that my mother should divorce my father, she doesn't believe in divorce. She tells me Christianity is against divorce, and she has thought about it before. Here we are again, everybody.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
See,
Mike, you nailed it.
This is the thing.
Perversion.
Not only that, this is why I also said porn, because as much as you were like, not porn, he's cheating or whatever. And I don't know if you guys heard me, but I said that's the same thing.
Yeah,
because
I didn't hear you, but yeah, that makes sense.
I said that's the same thing, because when you grow up Christian, if you watch porn, you're cheating. Like that's what it is.
You're sitting so you're lustful, at least.
Yeah, there is a section. I've had this conversation with people because of people will be like, hey, have you ever cheated on your wife? And I used to make the joke of the conversation and be like, well, what do you classify as cheating? And the joke, to me, that's the joke itself. It's like, what do you classify as cheating? Because if you have to ask, that is already cheating.
Right.
But and I would literally describe, like, I have met people like what Valdez is describing. I have met people that, like, if you watch porn, that's cheating. And I'm like, oh no, then I cheat on my wife on a daily basis.
On the daily.
All the time. Like but again, it's all relative. Nobody's wrong, by the way. I don't think anybody's wrong. If that is what you classify as cheating, that's what you classify as cheating.
Brother, I grew up that if you watched porn, you were cheating on your future wife.
Yeah, that's a very religious thing.
Yeah. It's kind of like Brian Regan. Did I ever tell you that story about Brian Regan? He was on the Mark Maron podcast 1,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Maron made the statement of like, yeah, you know, you being a clean comic. And Brian Regan stopped him. He goes, well, it depends who you ask. And he's like, what do you mean? He goes, well, I was doing the show in Utah and I was doing the meet and greet, and some guy came up to me and was like, I thought you were a clean comic. And he just shook his head and walked away, like very disappointed. And he's like, what do you mean? And then so Mark was very confused, and he goes, because he said the word damn in the show. Right. So to him, and then Mark was like, oh, fuck that guy. And he goes, no. And Brian, to Brian's credit, Brian wasn't dismissive. He goes, no, to him, that's not being a clean comic.
Yeah.
So it depends. So the phrase, are you a clean comic? My answer is always on, it depends what you classify as being a clean comic.
Right.
So he's not wrong. And that's very fair. Like, to that audience member, the word damn is not a clean comic.
Yeah. Brian Regan can do any corporate event, but he can't do any church.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Christian comedy is very different than clean comedy.
Christian comedy isn't funny. Like that's a thing that's really
Step one, not funny.
Yeah, first thing, not funny.
2,
Like
Step 1, not funny.
Can I do your church? I don't know. Are you funny? Yeah. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, man.
You're going
the first question isn't even are you funny? The first question is, are you Republican? But
Jesus Christ.
Are you Republican and do you have a guitar? Are you Republican? Do you have a guitar? Great, we'll have you. We don't even care if you're funny.
They love a good musical comedian singing comedy songs about Jesus,
about how Reagan was better than.
Anyway,
we love
thank you everybody for watching, and please consider sharing the video. Like, share, and subscribe. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, everywhere at WUBro Pod on all platforms. We have the landscape layout and the vertical layout. Go on YouTube, you can see them both for your viewing pleasure. You can follow us at WUBro Pod. You can follow us individually at our names on all social media, at Mike Mercadal, at Nary Saenz, at Mike Valdez. And you know what? We haven't posted this up in a while, but if you want to talk about something, you can send it to WUBroPod@gmail.com, and we can you can communicate with us that way. Is there anything else you guys would like to promote before you go?
No, man, check it out. Just check out. Oh, I've been doing, I've been posting, I'm trying to post reels that are not just stand-up, that are just like entertainment, but just not all specifically.
The one where you almost murdered your wife by dropping her on her head?
Almost murder my wife.
Yeah.
Which, and not only that, but when you watch back the video, I'm ashamed and laughing at saying, I also gaslit her and being like, I almost murdered my wife by dropping her, and then go, hey, you didn't help me out there. Like, I blamed her.
You're feeding her off the ground, Mary.
I literally blamed her for me almost dropping her. Like, that's hilarious to me. Like, I watched it afterwards. I was like,
you didn't really help me out there.
I was so embarrassed after watching that video, because while we're both laughing and my wife is laughing and she's like phenomenally, there are times, man, where I watch the things that me and my wife do online, and I'm like, man, I love her. So like, I fall in love with her every day, man. She's great. But there's I get, and we're laughing and we're having a good time, but I'm so secondhand embarrassment of watching myself fucking just like, hey, what the hell, man? You didn't like it, Neri. She was in your hands, literally in your hands, and you dropped her, and now you're gaslighting her for blaming her. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous. Yeah. But anyways, good videos.
Anyway, you put some of those are very fun. Only some.
Only some. I love the fact that somebody said that to me the other day. He goes, hey, man, I was leaving, getting off the ship, and he goes, hey, man, the last night's show, which is the big show in the theater, right? Sure. He's like, last night's show, he was just like, yeah, man, pretty good. And I'm like, that's what I go for, man. I go for pretty good. And he goes, no, that's not what I'm like, fuck you. Like, just go fuck yourself. Like, just pretty good.
I do that all the time.
Pretty good.
So good.
Yeah.
That's what that set was really cute. That's what I go for. Really cute. That's what I go for.
I shoot for pretty good. That's my top tier.
Valdez, can you talk about some of the stuff you're doing, or no?
I can't talk about a few of the things that I'm doing. I can talk about the Walmart thing. You can go and watch that. There's some cool stuff that's coming out in October, and I can talk about it then. And other than that, if you care about us and you want to support us, go to our website. I know Neri sells merch, and he has like a Patreon or an OnlyFans or a Patreon or one of those things.
All of them, both of them.
Yeah, all of them. Like, so support us, because this is all we have, and like we do this for you.
Real.
We do this for you, and if you want to just help us by getting a shirt that says a joke that we've said, or a thing that we like.
Mike has great shirts. Like, if you go to Mike's website, if you go to thekidfromup.com, Mike has like dope shirt. Like, he is like a big kid, and like that's his whole brand. But it's real. Like, if you obviously listening to him on the podcast, you know that that's his brand. It's like kindness and sweet and being and nostalgia, and like this is like, he has great shirts, man. Check it out.
So thank you, man. I actually, if you go to the Kid from Up, I'm actually wearing one of the shirts right now. It has the old viewfinder, and it has and it says Childlike Wonder on it. I purposely made merch for you to wear, that even if you didn't know who I was, you would be able to see it and be like, that looks like a cool shirt. I want to wear that. Yeah. So it's the old viewfinder. It says Childlike Wonder, and my name is in the corner, very small. I have
this church camp tee is
I have a church camp tee.
You know, like, this is great.
I have some baseball tees. And then all the designs that I got was Stacy Gordon, who's a puppeteer for Sesame Street, and she did all of the basically did all of the graphic design. So basically, like, I got like
no
Sesame
AI,
Street.
Motherfuckers. No AI.
Yeah.
No AI.
So it's, if you're like, wow, this is so childlike and all that, and it's like, well, it's because I got the people from Sesame Street to help me, which is really cool. That I was able to get a friend to help me to do that. But yeah. So yeah, get those things if you want. You don't have to do that, but honestly, it's free to share our videos. It's free to like something, and that goes a long way, dude.
So, this one might be my favorite. this unspoken prayer request one is it might
Yeah.
be my
That's so good.
that's so inside
Yeah.
baseball.
It is
church
very
camp shit.
inside baseball. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so good.
We're all unspoken prayer requests, dude. I love
Oh.
that. I have a bit about that in my stand-up where I say that's how Christians do rumors. Like we go, oh, I have an unspoken prayer request, and then they look at somebody with an evil grin. It's
so
like that's how you know that someone's
That's
talking shit about
so
you
That's
because
so
they want to
good.
pray
That's
for you.
such good inside baseball.
Like
So so get the shirts and get the merch because Valdez has great. But can I real quick shot? Valdez is, and I'm not just saying this because he's here, but this has been a couple of things that there's, you know, how thing we just
Say it
talked
to
about,
his
like
face.
I want to be able to like complain about something, but then me complaining about it will ruin it because you should want to do it on your own free will, right? Like that's the whole thing.
right.
Like Valdez is the only comic that I know on a personal level that constantly reposts my videos, like reshares my videos. He just reposts my videos, not just likes, but even that. He's one of the very few comics that I can remember off the top of my head that I can see the notifications. Mike Valdez liked your post. Mike Valdez reposted your video. I'm like, bro, the amount of people that don't do that is staggering to me because I do that to every comic, whether I know you personally or not. If you are a
Right.
stand-up, I immediately like your shit and repost your shit. Like I repost your videos. There are multiple comedians who I've never met in my life, don't know them. And to be fair, I even do that before even watching the full video. Oh, you're a stand-up? I'm gonna like your shit. I'm gonna repost your shit. And I'll continue watching it. And then if you say something crazy where I'm like, oh, I don't really fucking you kind of want to
Let's pull
whatever.
that back.
But the majority of it, but I'm saying Valdez, like I the fact that I have more people posting and sharing my shit who don't know me from Adam. People who just saw me at a show last week on a cruise ship. They will share my shit or they will like my shit before actual friends who are stand-ups. It's wild to me. Like it's just and it's I'm not going on like on a small sample size. I'm talking about decades of sharing, a decade of sharing on social media, of posting on social media, of hyping up other stand-ups shit. I'll post up a comedian and like, hey man, if you're my friend and you're in Miami, my friend so-and-so is going to be performing here. He's coming in from LA. Go to watch his show. Like nobody's asking me to do that, but I'm fucking saying, yeah, you should.
Yeah.
And Valdez is one of the few people who I could say that guy fucking gets it. Like that's the way we should all be doing it to each other. And it's just like wild to me that we don't do that more often to each other as far as comics, as far as the community is concerned.
Yeah, I mean, well, thank you for saying that, but also like I also just agree with like I just feel like all we have is each other. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So like it's all we have and the truth is like you know, if people are coming to my page or to my Instagram to be like, I like what this guy's brand is, I want those people to also know who my friends are. You know what I mean? And that's just how I feel, you know,
Correct.
which is why, and I'm sure you know this, and I won't say names on air, but like, that's why there are very few people that I repost that are comedians. You know what I mean? Because those people are people that I like and people that I would endorse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I get you.
So yeah, because
I do the opposite where I endorse you and repost you automatically, and until you do something that's like, wait, hold on now, I gotta take that, I gotta resend that, and which is the beauty of social media. You could unlike something, but your likes are not fucking gold. I don't understand why people treat likes as if like I can't. Every time I press this heart, I lose $20,000. Like, no,
Yeah.
they fucking don't cost you anything. Anyway, I gotta go pick up my kid. It's the first day of school. I gotta go pick up my kid. I love you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate you guys.
But don't log out. I would promote if you're in LA, you can leave. Get out. Get out. There he goes.
if you're in LA, go see.
If you're in
play.
LA in October, speaking of October, I'm going to be in a production of Don Juan, El Burlador de Sevilla. I'm tongue-tied now. Switching from English to Spanish a lot is hard.
It is.
I play the king, and I'm going to be the king in that show. I will say, well, you know what? I won't say it publicly, but you can check it out. It's from the Bilingual Foundation of the Arts is putting on the production. And it should be the first weekend of October, I think, is where the show run starts. And it's a big deal. I'm very excited about it. And if you're in LA, come watch it. Come watch the thing. I'll post about it more if you follow me on social media. Thank you everybody for watching. We love you all. Thank you. And Mike, you're 100% right. All we have is each other. As artists, we need to support the art of other artists. We're not just comedians, but the actual artists in general, regardless of no AI, motherfuckers.
Exactly.
All right. That's how winning is done.